WTii Warcraft recently reaching 100,000 subscribers, a big custom game aficionado in World of Warcraft and an occasional melee player, in particular in 4-on-4, does a retrospective of Warcraft 3 Reforged once per year, ever since Reforged came out. And yes, it has been 5 years. It is 2025,
Hi,
which means that people that were born in 2007 are now adults. It also means that it has been 5 years since Reforged came out in 2020. This is kind of a big surprise. But he makes really good videos. I've enjoyed his retrospective every year. Let's check this one out.
Press on. My power alone should be in... That laughter. Is that you, Sargeras? You seek to mock me? We'll see who laughs last, demon, when I claim your burning eye for my own.
Welcome to the Warcraft 3 Reforged 5 Year Later video, a run-in series of yearly episodes where I discuss what has happened with Warcraft 3 Reforged. Yes, it's been that long. My name is WTii Warcraft and I can't believe I'm still doing this, but here we are. You'd think after all this time that Warcraft 3 Reforged is finally a finished product. After all,
Isn't it?
Blizzard, or should I say Microsoft Blizzard, finally brought back the missing features of the original Warcraft 3, such as custom campaigns, clans, automated tournaments, ranked ladder, profiles, and more. At this point, pretty much everything has been returned. So what could I possibly talk about? Well, aside from all the bugs, errors, and problems that still plague this remaster of a perfectly fine working 22-year-old game, which, believe me, we're going to talk about.
It was working mostly perfectly fine in 2018, yes. And we got a lot of new stuff from Reforged and lost some things. I'm sure he's going to talk about it.
And there's plenty of examples of them. There was this one thing that happened at the Blizzard Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct. I'm Holly Longdale, the executive producer for World of Warcraft. Alongside Hearthstone, Warcraft Rumble, and the Warcraft real-time strategy games, we are here to celebrate some big milestones with you and talk about the future. Here's Brad Chan from the Warcraft RTS team.
I actually never thought about ever being a developer. When I was younger, I just wanted to play video games. Back in 2007, I was at a regional qualifier playing a game called Warcraft 3. After I qualified for the tournament, someone came up to me, gave me his card, and was like, "Hey, we're looking for experienced RTS players to join our design team." Naturally, I said I wasn't interested.
Based.
Earth and fire. Heed my call.
It was a good thing I kept that guy's card,
I
because
play games, I don't make them. Amen. High five.
16 years later, here I am, working on a game that remains so important to me and so many players around the world. Throughout my career, I've stuck to a few guiding principles. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better. So without further ado, I'm here to announce patch 2.0 for Warcraft 3 Reforged. Available now, this patch overhauls the environments and
This is, by the way, from November 19th, I believe. November 19th, which is about 3 months ago, right? 2 days before World of Warcraft took my life.
lighting, and revamps the user interface. In addition, we are up-resing all classic Warcraft 3 assets to HD. You can now customize the type of assets you want to play with and even mix and match if you like. We have also included a bunch of quality of life changes, such as in-game hotkey customization, a revamped ladder, and much, much more.
Good.
We hope you enjoy this update, which will be available to everyone who owns Reforged.
Rumors of a patch 2.0 were proven true as on the 13th of November 2024.
Oh, 13th November.
Warcraft 3 got a new look. The video game art used to represent Warcraft 3 on the Battle.net client, YouTube, and
Pre-purchase the Warcraft 3 Reforged Spoils of War edition and you'll receive in-game goodies for your favorite Blizzard games.
Twitch was updated to attract both nostalgic and new players alike. If they think Arthas looks like Chris Hemsworth, then
It's actually so close. I mean, it's a good-looking man, this Arthas.
sure? Close enough. But already this brought controversy as people soon began to notice that something didn't quite look right.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The artwork they released to market Warcraft 3 Patch 2.0 wasn't representative of the actual product. In fact, it was concept art. Upon further inspection, one could see the heavy layers of filtering used to polish up the Warcraft 3 imagery. This idealistic version of a graphical update for Warcraft 3 upset fans as it looked really good, and
I mean, does it really look better? I still think right side looks better than left. I've seen so many pseudo replacements. First, Reforged trailer by Blizzard in 2018, then actual Reforged, which did not look better. Then we've got Classic HD. We've had a whole bunch of remakes by map makers, such as the Quenching mod and Insane Monster and so many others, Kenshin. I think the right side looks better every single time. I've seen like 7 pretenders since, and none of them actually look better.
we all wanted it. It actually looked like a proper reimagining of the classic Warcraft 3 and not the Reforged that we got. It doesn't help that Blizzard's
What the hell was that jump scare?
classic Warcraft 3 and not the Reforged that we got. It doesn't help that Blizzard still use one of these screenshots on their sales page for Warcraft 3, despite it not actually being in the game.
That's just false advertising. Whether you want these images or not, if you put in a Reforged visuals text and you show a screenshot which is merely concept art and it's not the real thing, that's just not right.
False advertising Warcraft 3? Where have I seen this before? Oh, yeah. That's right. And that's not the only controversy. In patch 2.0, as part of the graphics overhaul to give players a classic HD alternative whilst playing in Reforged, Blizzard up-res the classic Warcraft 3 user interface, including the many icons that you know and love, and butchered them. Artificial intelligence software, AI, was used to upgrade the low-resolution classic icons and make them
You see the green shading around here, which was an artifact from automated upscaling.
sharper for the new classic HD look. However, this resulted in some ghastly interpretations.
What is this? No, a kid made this, or maybe like a genius artist. Like this could be some what is it, Van Gogh kind of stuff.
Of the original.
This is not. Would you like some kebab with that? I made it for my own cousin.
Original designs that Blizzard intended. Since Microsoft Blizzard cut many of their 2D artists in favor of
Money!
it's understandable that AI would be used by a small team to speed up the process of this conversion, as I believe there are over 1,000 icons for Warcraft 3. But in this case...
Okay, look. Old armor upgrade, new. This one has better contrast. Old, new. It looks faded and less unique. Old, new. It just looks more generic and less character. Old, new. Old, new. Just some random tower. Here you actually see the masonry lines, the borders. Old, new. It's not better. It looks more veiny, more plain. Why is it better?
As I believe...
Okay, old, new. Old looks better. Again, it's just better. Everything old looks better. It has better contrast. It has more groundedness. They just try to remake it and
there are
look at this. Old stronghold, new stronghold. Why is this better? Like what is the reasoning? The water elemental. You've got this clear blue color and then this white head, and here it's just one amorphous blob. Like this could be water without a brain. Here you kind of see the malice in a water elemental, the intelligence, it is a person, it's something. Here it's just a blob.
Over 1,000 icons for Warcraft.
This looks pretty cool, this laser beam. Though it's hard to tell what this is over here. Here you can kind of see it's a pauldron being attacked, or at least has a shining light behind it.
Yo!
Paying a company
Free.
to
But in
make
this
an old game worse, lol.
Yup.
case...
And this is also weird. Like you take a
As
green
I believe
lizard.
there are over 1,000 icons for Warcraft 3. But in this...
You take a green lizard and then you make it blue. Like why? Why? You might as well make Jaina male and Arthas female And let's make orcs instead of green. Let's make them purple. And Draenei are going to be green.
Case, AI was used rather lazily, and it shows.
What if I take the original icon and I bring it to a free online AI image upscale? What's the result? And it's this. This costs 0 cents, maybe a minute.
Also not very good.
And it's a lot cleaner. There's still
But it was cheap and fast.
some issues. Hive Workshop saw this and they said, hey Neo, I saw what you did. I put together new icons. In 2 minutes, it's this.
Okay, this looks pretty good. The one on the left. I like it. It has good lighting. Look at the lighting sheen here. This is a nice lighting sheen. It's smooth. The subtle gray coloring. You've got the little lip broken here. Nice light shine. It looks smooth. Nice and smooth here. Nice lighting here on the edge corner of this lightning bolt emblem. Good stainless steel polished metal underneath. This looks pretty good. This is well done. Well done, Hive Workshop.
This is great. And this is for free. This is what is
Oh my god, it even has a watermark.
possible with AI.
Now, I'm a die-hard classic enjoyer, so I will always favor the classic graphics, including the low-res icons, as they are
Same.
true to the original because, well, they are the original. I'd only accept HD versions if they, too, are true to the original.
Yeah, would you guys accept HD versions also if they're true to the original? I would.
Every minute detail. On the bright side, Blizzard saw the community's response and acted quickly, removing the unsightly green hues from the command card.
That's a good improvement. The green is gone. The arrow is clean again.
And improving the
24
overall quality
years.
of the
I can't
icons.
believe
This
it.
gave the community a sense for the
Thank you,
first
Angelus.
time that there is actually someone working on Warcraft 3 other than the janitor. As this is no mere update patch, this is 2.0, a revitalizing revamp for the Warcraft 3 remaster, Reforged. In 2.0, we get
Okay, I still think this grass looks really out of place. There's something about the grass terrain here, which this is Reforged environment, by the way, which makes me feel like someone just poked me in the eyes with their dirty finger. Like I'm currently tearing up because of bacteria and pain. The grass has something that makes me dizzy, like I'm looking through tears.
revamp for the Warcraft
Look.
3 remaster, Reforged.
This is also new terrain. This is also not classic, by the way, but
In 2.0,
this is the updated one. It looks worse.
we get in-game art in
This looks good. This is actual just classic. It's timeless. It doesn't have too much detail. The grass exists, but does not demand your attention. Look how grass takes a second place. Invisible, seen, but not heard. But this, here all I
free
can see is the
remaster,
grass.
Reforged. In 2.0, we get in-game art enhancements to make Reforged graphics better by making them look more like classic. This new added section gives players the ability to customize the Reforged graphics to suit their preferences by switching between Reforged and classic HD
Thank you,
assets.
Fulgrim.
Don't worry though, the original
Have you seen Kenshin's updated models? I have. I think it's a nice job that he put in. There's some cool parts, but I do not think it looks better than classic. I don't want it.
classic graphics are still untouched. Just flip the switch away from Reforged. As you know by now, patch 2.0 tinkers with the Reforged visual environments and lighting, so the bloom is removed, the tone map updated, and the ambient lighting has been increased to improve the overall color balance for modern standards. Why does Arthur's look black?
The light is my strength.
Too much light.
Don't worry, son.
He's black now. That's just how it is.
We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Warcraft 3 in 2024.
Let's get moving.
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school.
Arthas
Was black.
Paying respect to the Warcraft history, the
the
collection
Cleopatra
screen
one.
got a slew of goodies with 5 new Warcraft 3 starter portraits, alongside Warcraft 1 and 2 portraits. And whilst the initial
That's pretty
launch
cool.
of Reforged gave us a few skins, including the femme fatales like Lady Death Whisper Death Knight and
Oh, she's good looking. Almost as good looking as the undead females in World of Warcraft.
female Illidan. Lady Death Whisper Death Knight and female Illidan.
I mean,
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
2.0 opened the door to so much more. Players' favorite campaign heroes have been made playable as skins in multiplayer. You can now personalize your look in competitive gameplay with the likes of the salty seafaring.
Was that XQC's friend, by the way? That's Will Smith from XQC stream.
Admiral Proudmoore or his soaking wet daughter Jaina. Most of, if not all, are in Admiral Proudmoore.
Is that canon?
Or his soaking wet daughter Jaina.
Is that canon?
Most of, if not all of the Reforged models are available to switch into, so if the skin has a classic equivalent, then you can play as it. Even if it doesn't, you can still use the skin to change the character's voice accordingly. This is by far my favorite thing about patch 2.0. Being able to change into my...
Being able to pick your favorite campaign skins, which were always in the game since 2002, and being able to play with them in multiplayer to add a little bit of much needed variety, customization. It's a good idea.
Favorite heroes at a whim is such a simple yet really impactful change for many of us classic enjoyers. And for those that don't enjoy it, there is an option to disable skins for players who only want to see default units.
One of my favorite things about Brad's approach in Warcraft 2.0 is everything is an option. If you like it, use it. Don't like, don't use. This is great. Player customization is something that players enjoy. Yo, thank you, Waltbear.
Further touches of nostalgia hit hard when you click the Warcraft 3 logo.
Is original audio an option? Yes.
Logo to switch the wallpaper to the frozen front.
Except if you're German or French or Polish or Russian or... How did you feel about D2 Resurrected? I feel like it was done very well. I think they really hit the mark with it. Azure Complex. D2 Resurrected was done well. StarCraft 1 Remastered also pretty damn well. It's just Reforged where they try to do too much. By the way, if you are not English, I don't want to say F you, but if you play another language, you most likely lost original Warcraft audio.
If the Frosty 5 is too cool for you, then you can warm things up a bit and switch back to the Reign of Chaos.
What is this? Wait, how did he get footage like this? This is sick. Can I have this?
The keen observer amongst you may well have noticed the menu itself has been retrofitted to look like the good old days of Warcraft 3. This retroactive approach has been used to improve the multiplayer experience too. Inspired by the Battle.net 1.0 user interface, this is far more practical and reminds us why the...
Did it really look like this? I feel like it used to look better. But this is actually how it looked like. You know what's funny? This, which is how it looks like now with 2.0, is actually roughly how I remember this to look like. So it is a very good, faithful recreation in ways. Like this kind of actually looks better in many ways. If you prefer the old way, I totally get it. This one is starting to fade. And I only allow these memories to fade when the replacement memories are good enough or better. If this looked terrible, like Reforged looked like for 4 years, then this would not be fading from my memory. It's only because this is close enough and really good.
Battle.net 1.0 user interface, this is far more practical and reminds us why the 22-year-old original game was a masterpiece for a reason. The hotkey system for Warcraft 3 has seen several iterations over recent months. No longer do you need to manually change the text in a notepad file or use a separate website to do that for you.
Yep.
You can now make those changes in-game.
It's really good.
Literally.
By the way, you can literally do it in-game. You can also still do it via custom keys, if you so prefer.
In-game. So as you are playing, you can change the hotkeys. This is a very useful tool, but it isn't quite there yet. Special characters on the keyboard are not boundable.
Oh, these are all the hotkeys that can't be used. F6, F7, Tab, Caps Lock, Shift, Control, Alt. Or at least you can't rebind them. So delete, insert will always be the way to control your camera. And print screen will always be a screenshot. Tab cannot be bound to something else. Yeah.
So I don't feel
Why are F6, F7 not allowed? I think they're quick save, quick load.
I have complete control over hotkeys yet. In fact, many of the practical Warcraft 3 buttons, such as quick save, menu, and so forth, cannot be changed yet in the hotkeys. But StarCraft 2 has this option, so
for now,
I still need to use a third-party tool from...
For now. Wait, that was devious. Did Witty just do like a reference that he gave like half a second to a reference that, for all you know, there's going to be a StarCraft 2 remaster at some point, and they're going to be taking it away.
Decades ago to adapt my hero inventory hotkeys to comfortably enjoy the game. I made a video about how useful a customizable command grid would be for Warcraft 3, especially custom games, where many times you'll find hero abilities share the same hotkeys, so have to be clicked instead of key pressed, which in this day and age is barbaric. I liken the World of Warcraft system for its ease of use at moving around and changing hotkey buttons, and would love to see something like this in Warcraft 3 one day. The only solution we currently have right now is to use the grid option. However, it is rigid and you cannot change the hotkeys whatsoever, so it feels incredibly unnatural to press QWER for move, stop, hold, and attack. If we could change these grid hotkeys, the practical menu buttons, and bind special characters, then hotkeys for Warcraft 3 would be in a great place. Patch 2.0 brings many quality of life features such as an in-game timer display, useful for speedrunning, objective-based goals, and strategizing for those important timing attacks in multiplayer. The allies menu received a race indicator next to the players' names, providing at-a-glance information about allies and opponents. Especially useful since the games load so fast now with modern computers, you can...
Though I will say that the Tyler 1 experiment, him playing Warcraft 3, showed that he does not know the icon meaning. So some astute observers may say, Crescent Moon, Luna, Dota Hero, Huntress, Night Elf. It's Night Elf. Right, but if you just like look at it at a glance, it is not as descriptive as it could be. It could say Night Elf, it could say Undead, Random, etc. They'll learn eventually, of course, and this is more good looking than writing with extra text. Undead.
Can easily miss out on this valuable strategic information. It also saves you the awkwardness of having to ask your opponent what race they are. A goldmine worker counter now displays how many of your employees are digging for gold, though in rare occasions this inaccurately displays when gold mining peons are placed in and out of burrows.
Really? That never happened
Lazy
to me.
peons.
I know this quest. I just did this quest.
A deny indicator letting players and observers know who got the last hit is great for indicating the importance of skilled gameplay. League of Legends legend Tyler 1 knows how important it is to get the last hit on mobs for gold.
Why didn't you use it when your hero was dying?
Fight a bitch, mate. Instead of fight, alpha.
And Warcraft 3 and Dota 2 epic player Grubby knows just how important
Dota player Grubby.
Warcraft 3 and Dota 2 epic player Grubby knows just how important it is to deny your opponent this precious resource so you can stay ahead. In the terms of Warcraft 3, a deny kill denies any experience your opponent would get, thus making it harder for them to level and become an even bigger threat. Tooltips have been updated to reflect more accurately how hero abilities impact the gameplay, and hotkeys are displayed on abilities too for quick readability and ease of use. The heads-up display is now scalable. You can abilities too for quick...
Calls down waves of falling stars that damage nearby enemy units. Calls down waves of falling stars that damage nearby enemy units. Each wave deals 60 damage, lasts for 30 seconds, pierces spell immunity.
Readability and ease of use. The heads-up display is now scalable. You can adjust its size to suit your preference, and you can remove the sideboard to provide a cleaner and more streamlined interface. A bonus here would allow us to scale it to 0%, which instead of looking like this, would make it disappear instead, for that fully immersive feel. And to not break the custom map 8-bit raid, where the interface blocks when it didn't before the patch. There is now a button to watch and download the match you just finished playing, so you can quickly analyze your performance in the replay. A search filter has been added to replays to more easily locate that specific game where you got tower rushed, as well as a search filter for custom games to narrow down the list and get in the game fast.
Though this could work better, I believe the search only searches by game name, not map name, or vice versa. So I feel like it should search for both game name and map name.
Or it feels. And
it searches for map name. It works with either. It works with both now? It does now? Oh, okay.
Best of all, one of my favorite features this patch, a search filter has been added when creating a custom game, so you can have hundreds of maps in the same folder, and instead of scrolling down to find the right one,
really good,
you just type in a few key letters, and there it is.
Wow, they have a canned
bread, Mom.
For multiplayer, the reintroduction of experience and leveling has tickled the nostalgia bone for those that once leveled their original Warcraft 3 accounts, striving for that elusive 1500 win icon whilst competing on ladder, though it doesn't quite hold as much meaning anymore with the matchmaking throwing anyone against one another, and the ranked ladder still being mostly busted. At least arranged team players can no longer match against random team players in 4v4 and 3v3. And we got a new game server added in Chicago, USA.
We always had Chicago. I don't know why Blizzard has always had Chicago game servers.
And Sydney, Australia to help.
Did they actually take it temporarily away? Yo, thanks, Breeze Dilius.
Help reduce the latency for players in those regions. Although the quality of multiplayer games is severely hampered by griefers and performance issues such as frame rate spikes, which I will get into greater detail later on in an angry rant complaints section of this video, the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct didn't just revamp Warcraft.
No one knew where these creatures came from, and none were prepared for the terror that they spawned. This sounds and feels like Diablo. But it's actually Warcraft 1. I know this because I recently played this.
It remastered Warcraft 1 and 2. So with this update, Blizzard added the Warcraft 1 and 2 soundtracks as optional music for Warcraft 3. Apparently, one of the bugs fixed with this patch was a bug that caused the Demon Hunter to lose vision.
Fixed an issue where the Demon Hunter would lose vision permanently if it was revived through Ankh of Reincarnation. I like that, actually. Can we keep that? Yo, thank you, Sir Senior. Me too.
Permanently, it revived through the Ankh of Reincarnation.
I'm blind, not deaf.
Patch 2.0 delivered HD versions of classic assets to Reforged. However, this caused issues with custom community creators of projects like Reforged and Chronicles of the Second War, as patch 2.0 inadvertently removed the old Reforged terrain tiles, replacing them with the classic HD ones, which inadvertently removed the old Reforged terrain tiles, replacing
both of these towns look pretty cooked, if you're asking me. Neither of them look very good. I know this is probably a project from a map maker to try and make a good-looking map unique, something that hadn't been done before. But then, yeah, some of those assets got replaced by other things, and it looks weird for them after.
Replacing them with the classic HD ones, which look like a polished, higher resolution version of the original tiles. Well, this didn't quite fit with the Reforged, as that style is far more gritty and realistic, causing inconsistency with the thematic style of Reforged projects.
So what happened is Blizzard released graphical assets for Reforged. Some map makers liked some of those tile sets, doodads, buildings, etc. They used them for maps. Then Blizzard did another pass at it in the last, half year or so. And then they replaced everything with better versions, in their mind, better versions. But sometimes that would look very different, and it would break maps that had started to use the interim Reforged graphics. Luckily, Blizzard fixed this by re-uploading all the work that they now junked into a group folder of trash, or let's say a repository of the in-between graphics, which had now been permanently replaced as official graphics, just so that map makers could go into that folder and do like a treasure hunt and get back whatever they were working with, which is a nice service to give.
Blizzard
they broke it and then they fixed it.
Quickly responded and returned the old Reforged terrain from patch 1.36 to help these projects continue. Now, everyone's happy, right? Well, this dilemma raised the old debate of classic versus Reforged and stoked some drama amongst the community members who would either support Reforged graphics or want it removed.
In Reforged, you can see trees, terrain are completely inconsistent with effects, doodads, units, buildings. Why is that? When Reforged was originally released, a lot of people criticized that the art style of Reforged is bad. And this is not true. The art style Lemon Sky developed was good. It looks pretty. It looks cohesive. It looks definitely better than this. And why? Well, Reforged art style is not bad by default. Reforged can be good if you use it with good design techniques. And we proved it, and Insane Monster proved it. And yet, there are some people who are just saying,
yeah. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better.
When I first heard this, I'm like, man, I would love it if they just deleted all of the old Warcraft Reforged assets, because
I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't show any empathy towards any of the map makers that were using these assets, I also would love this. Just destroy everything. Just destroy all the graphics that Reforged brought. For me, but we live in a society.
as he said, when something is broken, you fix it. I guess his philosophy and the team's was, well, we're gonna make Reforged things better, the graphics and so on. My personal opinion is, that's the wrong approach. I think the Reforged, the units, portraits, all the assets, the models that were made, there's a lot of work. It was very expensive for Blizzard, so it's hard to discard all of that, delete all of that, and do it again all from scratch. In my opinion, though, that's the only way you can really fix Reforged. If you try to polish the Reforged models we got before, it's not going to work. Because you cannot polish a turd.
I think you know where I stand. I stand with my brother Remo, the Based. We must destroy Reforged graphics at all costs. I am kidding, of course. Or
are you?
Am I? However, I don't see Blizzard scrapping Reforged unless they fully intend to remake the game once again and give us classic players all we wanted in the first place.
To be honest, there's no need to destroy it. But there's still a problem. Whether you use classic HD or Reforged graphics, the FPS drop is considerable.
The same Warcraft 3 art style with a higher resolution and more quality of life features. They had their opportunity to do that, and they blew it. I did think it was ironic and telling how the new classic HD terrain gelled so well with the original Warcraft 3, but clashed so harshly with the Reforged graphics. Almost as if Reforged graphics don't suit Warcraft 3, and that they belong to some game out there, but it isn't Warcraft 3.
Exactly.
Patch 2.0 focused its efforts on bridging that gap between Classic and Reforged, with the addition of Classic HD assets and more quality of life features. In many aspects, this is an improvement, but it's brought problems along the way, and I'll talk about those shortly. The cynical part of me wonders if this patch, as great as it is, was just a means to make the game more marketable for the battle chest to sell the Warcraft bundle, which includes Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. The hopeful part of me wonders if the many quality of life improvements that came with this patch are part of a greater rehaul of the shambles that is Warcraft 3 Reforged, to help remove the stain that might impact on a video game company politically and regain favor with the fans.
Well, what were these reviews?
On a video game company
Nice updates. Hope coming more soon. Unfortunately, the game has the most toxic people on its heels. Gave it a 10. 10. The game is finally getting better and the devs started to do something. Certainly not a 10, but the current... What? Certainly not a 10. 10. 0. I think this is human psychology. You want to have the biggest possible impact. So you'll either rate it 0 or 10 based on your ulterior motive. Do you want to warn people off and not play? Or do you want to bring more players into the game? Anytime you do not do a 0 or a 10, you are underselling your own influence to swing the score. The 0.2 patch is appallingly lazy. Literal AI upscaling done at the level of someone in school. Wild. This is why YouTube replaced stars with thumbs. Yeah, thumbs is better. You cannot trust a wide populace to use the same metric for 0 to 10.
And regain favor with the fans. I have my reservations that we'll get anything that resembles a No Man's Sky redemption arc, but it is reassuring to know that many of these changes are in response to community feedback. So for once, it feels like the Blizzard developers are listening and appear keen to implement more quality of life features so that those that still enjoy Warcraft 3 to this day can continue to do so for years.
I 100% agree with WTii's interpretation here, that Blizzard for once seems to be listening. The last time I remember Blizzard really listening, 2007 or 8, maybe?
Years to come.
Like in terms of Warcraft 3, right?
Blizzard Warcraft 3 Reforged developers didn't just listen, as just a few short days after updating patch 2.0, they leaked their developer folder. They left it behind, so any player could take a look at just what the developers have been up to. And so the community delved into the sensitive secrets and previously unreleased content. There was the starting map for the retelling of the Warcraft 1 saga retold within Warcraft 3.
We were going to do the Warcraft 1 campaign in Warcraft 3 Reforged, a retelling of the Warcraft 1 story. That got the shaft. I'm 90%
Hold up.
in Warcraft 3 Reforged. So
Garona and Warchief Blackhand enter Azeroth. They seek a new home and conquest. Garona is focused on gathering intelligence. Other orcs don't respect the half-breed Garona. Orcs. This was retcon? They were going to do retconning. I mean, not really. I mean, yeah. Orcs battle humans and build a beachhead in Black Morass. Garona earns acclaim and learns of a human magus with untold power. Find him, says a voice in Garona's head, which is actually Gul'dan, her true master. Yo, I didn't know that. 2-part mission, Tactical Siege. Play Garona and explore. Build a base and attack. I didn't know Garona listened to Gul'dan.
Warcraft 1 story. That
Piercing Shadow. Whoa. Not quite the actress from the film, huh? Garona hero design. Garona teleports to a location, and if an enemy is within melee range, critically hits. If the enemy was out of combat, it deals additional damage. Garona wheels inky black shadows around her enemies, blinding enemies in a small radius and allowing her to use Piercing Shadow for max damage. Blinded enemies cannot attack and take additional damage. Unseen. Yo, this is some rogue stuff.
got the shaft. I'm 90% sure it was a Bobby Kotick design.
The StarCraft 2 inspired co-op mission level where up to 2 players team together to escort a wagon to the final destination, completing combat and puzzle challenges.
This map looks a little bit unfinished, but I guess they had started to work on it, and another map for but it must have got binned. So this was in the data leak, like the file leak from a couple of months ago.
Along the way, there were even maps with standard definition plus prototype models during the early design phase for Reforged, looking a lot more at home in the original Warcraft.
Now this actually looks pretty good.
Free engine than their Reforged counterparts, looking a lot more at home.
This looks pretty nice, these grunts. Why can't we have this? So they must have... Can you imagine the power struggle in Blizzard? They must have at some point cranked these out in the first, I don't know, 3 to 12 months of the project. And then someone had an idea and said, no, let's redo everything. Let's redo thousands of models and icons. We can do it better now. We are better now.
In the original...
Still too mobile looking?
Warcraft free engine than their Reforged...
Yeah, I mean, it's not 100% done. I do like it quite a bit.
Counterparts. Watching these models run around in game was the sad proof that Blizzard once had an intention on staying true to the classics so many years ago now, but bizarrely chose to instead change course down a more realistic path because the original was too cartoony.
Brian, as a designer for Blizzard, you've done work on World of Warcraft, you've done a lot of artistic work. You get this chance to go back to Warcraft 3 to work on the art, to make it more current. What's that been like?
I hope you guys like the style we went with. Our original idea was to go in an actually more cartoony, stylized version for Warcraft Remastered, Reforged. We did a lot of tests with characters. We really wanted to get the orc to feel like an orc. After we worked with a little bit of style, a little cartoony, we noticed that a lot of games out there have that similar style.
What do you mean? A lot of games out there have this. This is you. This is your game. You did this first. Other games try to copy Warcraft 3, which came out in 2002. This is your thing. Imagine if new Latin hip-hop artists come out, or pop artists, and they're like, Dale Dale, Mr. Worldwide. And then Pitbull is going to be like, I'm not Mr. Worldwide anymore. A lot of people call themselves Globetrotters. No, I now am going to do something else. No more Dale for me. Woo!
A lot of games are doing that more cartoony look. And so we took a step back. We said, you know what really speaks Warcraft to us? For me personally, the Mist of Pandaria cinematic with the orc and the human really nailed Warcraft to me. I was like, this is what I believe a orc looks like. This is what the humans look like. Stylized, but still had that realistic textures. So we went back to the drawing board. We took these
Look at my face. Look at my face.
Stylized, but still had that realistic textures. So we went back to the drawing board. We took these concepts
I just look at the audience like, what do you guys think about this?
as our base, and then we redid the orc until we got to a point where we really...
What's the question you asked scripted? I mean, I guess they're softballs. Because I can't go there and like start grilling them. This is their venue. I can't grill them and be like, personally, I like the old graphics more. Why did you guys do this?
As our base, and then we redid the orc until we got to a point where we really... as our
But this was in 2018. I still had hope.
Base, and then we redid...
So yes, I prepared most of these questions, yes. And I allowed them to look at it, yes.
Work looks like this is what the...
But they didn't give me the questions. I made them myself. I didn't need instruction to chill.
Humans look like stylized, but still had that realistic textures. So we went back to the drawing board. We took these concepts...
What was the point to come to this venue then? I'm a Warcraft 3 player, lifelong Warcraft 3 player. Blizzard contacts me, says they have a secret project, Warcraft Reforged, that is going to be remaking the game. They give me 1 month notice, and then I fly to America with the agreement to help co-host the announcement of the game. At this point, I know nothing of what it's going to look like, which means I have no reason to think it's going to be anything except perfect, just like the original Warcraft 3 is. I show up at the event, and they say I'm going to be co-hosting this and interviewing everyone that worked on the game, right? I get a small look, like an hour at the game, and I see some things I like, but I see some concerns as well. It is not an official feedback session where I point out, where I become their QA and I point out everything that's not going to work. I also ask them, can we still use the old graphics, the old client, the old audio? They say yes. So I don't see any reason for concern. Even if all the newfangled stuff that they make is not going to be to my liking, maybe I'm just not going to adapt to the new graphics. So long as everything that we have doesn't get destroyed and continues to be available, then I don't see the problem. So there we go. There's no problem there, right? But they broke some things.
As our base, and then we redid the orc until we got to a point where we really liked them.
The ultimate IKEA map has every Warcraft 3 asset ready to be assembled and played with. I had a lot of fun trying out the
Yes, it's all my fault, chat. I should have worked on the game harder. My bad. Jesus.
Dead Changes map, as it didn't just swap some damage or health numbers around to cheaply satisfy a balance patch. No, it actually showed creativity when driving for new potential balance changes. Its aim to improve the functionality of the undead playstyle. Acolytes could convert into shades without the restrictive demand of using a sacrificial pit building, though a reward for making this rarely used sacrificial pit now allowed players another option for healing. Necromancers could now summon skeletons without needing a nearby corpse, but the catch is those summoned skeletons would be weaker than their corpse-risen equivalents. Meat wagons could fling corpses to spread blight or create a corpse anywhere on the ground at a distance. Ziggurats could be relocated after a waiting period to another location with blight.
I tested that once. One of the Blizzard people worked on Reforged, allowed me to test a map with that functionality. Imagine. He's like, yeah, this is something I've been working on. Ziggurats can teleport around. I'm like, I'm like trying to think of the Tower Rush implications. I'm like, I'm not sure that's like 100% a good idea. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I was a bit,
Light anywhere on the map. Crypt Lord could now burrow, gaining additional armor at the cost of being unable to...
I also didn't understand why, per se.
...move. Then things get weird with the Breakout-inspired custom game.
Grubby, can we start a petition to get the ball rolling with those other models actually like that cartoony look? I still believe there's still hope. You can save our people. It falls to you, Microsoft.
Me being Microsoft. Yeah, I'll talk with them soon. We'll watch this video and then I'll go fix everything. Cheers.
Snowball was an oddball, perhaps intended for testing particles and physics in the Warcraft 3 engine. Adventure is a third-person point-of-view stylized RPG for up to 5 players. An interesting, if not nauseating, experiment. There were even playable custom games like Naga Tower Defense, maybe for when the devs wanted to relax from work for a while. Maps like Air Attack, North versus South, and Poseidon didn't work or were left looking strangely unfinished. Then there are the maps used to benchmark test Warcraft 3 performance, creation, automation, and balance. It certainly was an experience getting to take a look at the leaked developer folder. Needless to say, the developers soon removed this folder once they realized their mistake. But this is the internet, and everything lives forever on the internet. The developers use these tools for testing bugs, and I can relate to that. As someone who plays this game regularly, I encounter bugs almost daily. Bugs, crashes, disconnects, errors,
issues.
invisible models being kicked offline, poor server performance, and frame rate spikes. This is before patch 2.0, and even to this day, since then, I still encounter these problems. Whilst developers seem more active, implementing improvements with the likes of patch 2.0, Reforged still...
I think I know why this is happening, actually. It's something with AMD graphics card and some kind of bad optimization of cores.
Feels like a broken husk of its former glory that
It's true that Warcraft 3 has always been better optimized on NVIDIA graphics cards.
Content, Grubby.
As much as you could be paying extra to use NVIDIA over AMD, depending on what era it is, I've always gone with NVIDIA graphics card over AMD just because they were a safer fit for Warcraft. Like old Warcraft and new.
There's Warcraft 3. So you may be asking the question, is now a good time to get...
No, it's not a GPU problem. Yeah, this one is a CPU problem, actually. This lag. I guess just treat it as a random anecdote then.
Back into the game and buy Warcraft 3? Since the Warcraft Remastered Battle Chest is available, I'm sure for some of you it's...
Check the ping. Oh, 1600 ping. Oh, he doesn't have enough upload. He doesn't have enough upload-download. You need 3 gigabyte upload-download to have better ping.
Crossed your mind? Well, if you can tolerate the incompetence of the sheer plethora of bugs, jank, and poor performance from the multi-dollar company Microsoft Blizzard, then perhaps...
Oh, hey, Witty. I saw you talking about Warcraft 3 Reforged. Well, it's totally fixed now. You should definitely buy it.
Oh, hey, Clippy. You really think so?
Buy it!
Okay, but you might want to see the compilation of errors I've compiled over the past year first before you make up your mind. Jank indeed. I'll turn off the health bars so you can actually see them. Oh my god.
Game crash.
What the... A double failed to retrieve data. That's a bonus. And booted it. Oh!
Let's log in.
And that as well. Wow. It's chucking everything at me. You should upload your... Oh!
Oh, error.
And there's more.
Small error.
What? It just keeps coming. Tough. He's already dead. Plus leg spikes. Well, that was a good game. Right, that's free. Yeah.
You have been logged out of Battle.net. Current game is still valid and results will be processed. Blizzard in 2020 be like, current game is still valid.
I've been logged out of Battle.net. But the game's still going somehow. Oh no, there you go.
Oh, failed to retrieve data.
Okay. Good stream.
Whoa.
That looks like a crash.
Oh. Nope.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Battle.net.
Thank you for that.
Blizzard quality server. Back-breaking work, that is, right there. Look at his head. Look at his head.
He's like munching on his own shoulder. He's like a decapitated Terrence and Phillip, South Park, Canadian.
Oh, Reforged.
Oh.
Reforged. Let me quit. I can't quit you, Reforged. The time elapsed on 0 is a bit weird. I don't think it works. I think it's broken. If I click on this, it just doesn't do anything.
The Garethos campaign.
Sound is not working either.
Racist.
Menus aren't working. Reforged is fixed. Guess I'll have to come out. Never mind.
Contact it. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Long time to
sure?
load a single player game there on Warcraft 3. Ah. And that's why. Because it's
Forced Reforged, 17 seconds to load because Warcraft 3 sometimes turns Reforged graphics on without telling you. That never happened to me. The only time I woke up with Reforged graphics is after I got hammered last night and was like, could be cute, let's turn it on.
Reforged. I thought something fell
It's
off.
my own mistake.
If you could stop automatically switching to Reforged when I load up Warcraft 3, that would be great.
What? What? Yo, that's a cool skull. Hey, what is this map? This is sick. Who made this map?
Oh, hang on. It loaded Reforged. I never told it to load Reforged. Look at the scuffed portrait. Reforged is ticked on. Who
Custom
ticked
campaign
that
troll?
on?
Oh,
No
cool.
one ticked that on. Back to classic. Oh. No. Oh, no. The default custom campaign art covers the original intention that isn't loading properly. Here's what you should see.
Just watched to 11-yo video of Grubby beating MVP. Great to have you around all the years.
Hey, cheers, Vital. Thank you, man. That's good stuff. Why is there no 1080p for your stream? As a streamer, you can pick to stream in 1080 or 1440. Every other resolution that's available is 720 and below. That's Twitch transcoding options. So you can't have it both ways. I stream at 1440, technically an upgrade, but it has a downside that there won't be a 1080 transcode.
So because of patch 2.0, the
this looks
portraits
like World of
might not
Warcraft.
necessarily look quite right. So this is a raptor model, but here it's based off the actual model it's designed on, which would be a wolf. They
Nice.
both had this T hotkey. When did that change?
At last,
Ah!
we shall have revenge.
Wait, what is going on? That's not how I remember Illidan to sound like. Look, this is his portrait.
Veronica.
Female body, male face.
Female voice.
Better late than never.
When a player griefs, you can't report them correctly. You can only report their battle tag or offensive game name. Reports don't work, by the way.
Bad battle tag. Gameplay. Poundcake leaves at the start of every game. He needs to be removed permanently. Replay name. Is he trying to upload a replay? Just giving the replay name, trying to upload it here. But I mean, what are you going to do? The only thing he can report someone for is bad battle tag. He wants to report them for griefing and ruining games, joining games over and over and then leaving, which he should be able to do, and there should be punishment for Poundcake.
If they did, we wouldn't have the same few people griefing every single game on a daily basis.
Yep.
4,900 wins,
Entertaining as
29.
always. Thank you.
Yo, thank you, Belgadon. This person has 14% win rate. He has managed to successfully leave 30,000 times in a row. I hope it's a script. Otherwise, I feel sorry for this guy's life.
Fails and losses, 14% win rate. Oh, Stephen.
I wish only to serve.
Okay. Thank you, Battle.net. Well, you got a loss as well. 3 people disconnected at the same time.
By now, that same guy has 50,000 leaves? No way. Poundcake is still not banned? Why isn't he attacking back?
Is there danger?
Arthas, how can you do this? This unit is invisible?
A sound plan.
Whoa! Oh, you can auto-attack them.
Frostlord at the expense of your comrade.
Wait, who's talking? Mal'Ganis. There's no portrait.
one.
Mal'Ganis is invisible.
Just as the Dark Lord said you would. You're stronger
Fixed.
than I thought.
You waste your breath,
You
Mal'Ganis.
waste your breath, Mal'Ganis.
I heed only the voice of Frostmourne now.
You hear the voice of the Dark Lord.
He whispers
through the blade you wield.
Arthas is hearing voices, alright.
Young human, what does the Dark Lord of the Dead tell you now?
He tells me that the time for my vengeance has come.
What?
He can't possibly
Oh, that one really hurt, right in the
He's gone
gonads.
crazy.
He's gone crazy. He's talking to himself, Arthas, schizo.
This makes so much more sense now.
This is some Fight Club office scene.
Hooray. I wonder if this is a Reforged bug, the latest patch bug. Is it me? It felt like some of the animations are like 2 times speed. Anubarak is like panting like a dog. Messaging system doesn't seem accurate. If I type, I cannot invite to clan, and then he types, doesn't work, or full, it doesn't separate it. It looks like it's the same message.
Oh, you could really frame someone for bad logs.
Then he types, doesn't work.
Just say something wildly out of pocket after someone whispers you, and then screenshot their stream.
Or full, it doesn't separate it. It looks like it's the same message. Oh, that was a good game. There it is.
Does anyone see what's wrong with this? Did you not sign up for a 3 versus 4? You would think that there's some kind of check by the matchmaker. Do I have enough players on each side? Otherwise, abort game. 3v4 is 4v3 is my favorite game mode. I bet it is. What's your least favorite? 3v4? I personally enjoy 4v3 way more than 3v4. But you gotta have one to have the other, so I think it's an acceptable sacrifice. I love 4v2 even more, but 2v4, that one is really rough.
Oh, we got a 3 versus 4.
Oh,
ice. What? 4 versus 3 again? This is happening a bit too much now at this point.
I mean, that's pretty fine.
4 versus 3 time.
There we go. I'm sorry you did not have the game experience you were hoping for. Oh.
Oh, nice. Ah.
That's a new one. There was an error in handling the request. Leviticus 2 and 5. We've got Bible references now.
There was an error in handling the request. I can play it offline, but I can't play it online. I can't wait to play the upcoming tournament yesterday.
The game you attempted to join could not be found. You may have entered the name incorrectly, or the game creator may have cancelled the game. Well, then let's get rid of it.
Interesting.
Let's just throw it out then. Wait, he's in a game now. 0 out of 0 players. You joined Bega.
That's a new one.
Today, each of the Warcraft development teams will be sharing what's coming up. Some of it next year, some just a few weeks from now, and some will even be available today.
As you can see, Reforged still has many problems. I know what I'll do. I'll ask that Brad guy about it. Hey Brad, remember when you said...
When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better.
Yeah, well, I guess you got a busy time ahead then. But there is this one game-breaking issue that affects me and many other AMD users. The frame rate spikes.
Man, why does Witty keep complaining so much, huh? He's never satisfied.
For some reason...
Blizzard has broke FPS again.
Since recent times in Reforged, the frame rate performs poorly, with frequent jutters and frame skips that are not only jarring, but they legitimately affect gameplay by not registering commands during these skips.
What a cope. Sounds like a skill issue. You just have to account for the FPS spikes. It looks like they're only happening every 4 seconds.
So you have to do them multiple times, and I get these skips roughly every 4 seconds all the time during multiplayer ladder games. This makes the game near unplayable, and only the most dedicated chumps like myself have continued to endure this torture. But for any new players wanting to jump on board, this would make the game completely unenjoyable for them and ruin their experience. The frame rate spikes have been
You just have to coordinate your blinks together with the frame rate spikes, and then you won't even notice.
thorn in my side for over a year now. They've come and gone when Blizzard inadvertently removed them, only to bring them back for the next patch. I even came across a fix for FPS spikes that involved manually changing your computer's affinity cores to remove the cores that cause the frame rate issues.
Oh, that's weird. So, as far as I know, Warcraft 3 only uses one core. So you just go to all your cores and you disable all the ones that it's not using. And he fixed it this way.
But now, since the latest update, not even this fix works.
Why not?
Nothing does.
Why?
So Brad, Warcraft 3 Reforged development team, if you truly believe in the principle of fixing that which is broken, making that which is wrong right, and making things that aren't good enough better, then fix the f***ing frame rate spikes. Thus concludes another year in the Reforged saga. An eventful year to be sure, with lots still to be done. I want to thank you all so much for watching the video. I have no sponsor, so if you made it this far and have enjoyed it, then please consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel for daily Warcraft 3 custom games and more, and share the video with others who may also enjoy it. You can watch me live stream at twitch.tv/witty and support by donating here, Twitch, or at patreon.com/witty.
Very good video by Witty. I'm looking forward to Warcraft 3 Reforged 6 years later in a year. How come you never got the same problems? I don't know if it is because I have different CPU. Maybe because I have different CPU. AMD have CPU, right? Maybe he has AMD CPU. That's a misplay. If you're a Warcraft 3 player.
Warcraft. Thanks again for...
You just stole thousands of views from him? Yeah. I love it. I love stealing. By the way, I waited for a month. We always react to each other's stuff. We have full permission. But I waited for a month for this video to be out to watch it.
Being here for yet another year of jank. Take care. I wish you all the best.
Good luck, Witty. Nice video.
Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Wait, I want to see the final seconds.
I must press on.
Another year of jank. Take care. I wish you all the best.
Yeah, you too, Witty.
Warcraft 3 Reforged and the RTS side of the business, which all falls under my umbrella.
What kind of outro is that? What kind of outro is that? Oh, sick. It's good. Good video.